So I have a question for you, not related to this now, the choices and what we are made of meditation.
Right.
You love meditation.
Yes, I teach meditation.
Okay. I try to do this meditation, but whenever I try to clear my mind, all the negative things coming first and all the rubbish, and I just can't. I can't
Yeah, you know what's happening there, Mario? It's all waiting on the outside. The moment you clear your mind, they all jump in.
Isn't that true? Isn't that true? Like, so it's just, okay, let me try this. I can live longer, look better, sexy, and everything else, and be more successful. I close my eyes, I'm listening to that voice, and I can breathe, and I can see all the bad things. I mean, it's like, where's this beautiful things? The Garden of Eden, and Shangri-La, and all these girls in bikinis and all these things. So it's like,
yeah. Well, the thing is, Mario, it's all there. It's all in your subconscious mind, all buried. Every experience, everything that you desire is all in your subconscious mind. The moment you start trying to remove whatever is in your thoughts, these things jump in like flies.
So what we're doing wrong, there's so many experts there, right? There's so many influencers, and truly I'm talking influencers who are advising people how to do yoga, how to do meditation, how to do this, how to do that. And I learned one thing in my life. My father, my late father, he told me, if you don't finish in school, you're always going to be nothing. Nobody going to listen to everything else. So I need to push myself in school, unfortunately, in my later ages, right? Now, meditation, good, and how to do it?
Easy.
Easy.
To do meditation. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, meditation is not emptying your mind. You can't empty your mind. Mm-hmm. It's like me telling you, Mario, can you stand in the ocean at the shore there and empty the ocean? One bucket at a time. You cannot empty it because the mind is a tool for thinking. The mind is a tool for thinking. So we have to be thinking. The mind is naturally thinking about different things. So what we need to do is to learn to control the mind. We have to control the mind. So you control your thoughts. Now, how do we do that? For instance, if I say to you, Mario, okay, I want you to sit there and just breathe in and breathe out. So you will do 5-6 breaths, and you're concentrating on breathing in and breathing out. After 5 or 6 breaths, Mario, you'll be thinking about the girls in the bikinis again.
That's correct. I mean, that's
okay.
Yes.
So you can't stop it. It comes in because what happens is your conscious mind that is thinking about the breathing becomes a habit. So after the 6th, 7th breath, it's automatically doing it while your conscious mind is now thinking about something else.
Okay.
So real meditation is to give the mind different tasks to do. For instance, I teach my students at karate, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out 5 times. I said, when you finish 5 breaths in and out, give a new instruction. Give the breath a number. So you think of 1 when you breathe in, 1 when you breathe out. 2 when you breathe in, 2 when you breathe out. And you go up to 5, not more than 5. Because what happens, you go back to the bikinis again, right? Yeah. So
that's a curse of my life.
So what you do is after 5, you change the numbers. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Or 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Or the Australian footballers that I taught, some of them are going 100, 99, 98, 97, 96, 95. So they're changing the numbers whatever way they want just to keep the focus. So it's about keeping the focus. So if I told you to interlock your fingers like this and stick 2 fingers out, can you do that? Interlock your fingers and keep 2 fingers out. Hold this tight, get your thumbs tight, and see what happens to your 2 fingers. They're coming together. Can you see that? Okay. Now watch me.
Okay.
Watch me. Right? They'll never come together because I'm totally focused.
Because you practiced this before you come. You knew it. You're going to do this for me. No, jokes aside. So why are we doing, I understood that this thing it is.
Yeah, but if you use your mind and say, stay apart, if you do that, what happens? They stay apart.
Together.
No, it's concentration. When you have concentration and focus, you can do
Ladies and
anything.
gentlemen, feel free, come check the comment section below, contact Hanshi, and you're going to learn proper meditation, as I do. I'm very, very conscious that there's a lot of on social media, people who are sharing their knowledge about meditation, how to do things properly. But it's the same like, I'm doing the eye surgery, but I never done eye surgery in my life, but I decided to talk about. So be careful who you listen and who you're taking advice from. And Sensei Hanshi is here today with us. I have a very cheeky question, right?
Yeah, please, please.
I know that you coach and train a lot of police and military and everything else, right?
Yes.
Karate. When I was in military, that was in last century, 90s. Look, and I was in Presidential Guard, and then I was in Special Forces. Anyway, long story short, I just want to say like I was a part of the very, very elite troops. We never been told how to do karate. Karate was being done for the infantry, like basic things, kitting, the knives and all these things. However, Special Forces being taught Steven Seagal, just take a knife, this, with the move. Aikido. Difference between Aikido, Karate, and is a Steven Seagal real? So we in the Special Forces, we've been given the luxury of the instructors to be taught Aikido while everybody else was doing Karate. What the difference between Karate, Aikido is? Even Steven Seagal real or not?
Okay. Let me tell you a little story about Aikido.
Okay.
Now, Aikido was created by Morio Yoshiba Sensei, who had done Kendo, a Japanese art of Kendo. And he was thinking about an art where you don't have to hurt your opponent but free yourself from your opponent. That's what he was thinking about. How can I create an art of defense without hurting somebody but freeing myself from them? So he sat under a banyan tree and he started to meditate. As he was meditating in the deep meditation, the opulent that I spoke to you about on this Australian actress came from the top of the tree and descended on him. Yoshiba Sensei descended on him and filled him with this energy in this meditation. When he came out of the meditation, he created Aikido. So Aikido is a real art of defense. It's a true art of defense. Like true karate, traditional karate is a true art of defense. And so is Aikido. Now, I've been very lucky in that many of my Japanese friends have studied Aikido and they taught me Aikido. So I do have knowledge about Aikido as well.
I don't want to show you my knowledge in Aikido then.
Yeah. So now Steven Seagal, as much as I know about him, he had trained in Aikido in Japan and mastered the art of Aikido. At what level of mastery, I don't know. But I do know he did master the art of Aikido. So whatever he does is real. But then there's movie magic. There's movie magic, right? And some of it looks so real, but it's not real. Now, I did a couple of movies, so I know what is real and what is not real. So they make it look real. I did a Japanese movie. One of the actors didn't know how to do a high kick. So what they did, they got him to lie down on his back and kick in the air, and they just took the leg, only the leg section to show the kick, right? And of course, the other actor fell over. So it's all movie magic, right? They do this kind of stuff. So sometimes it's real, sometimes it's unreal.
So Jean-Claude Van Damme was my hero when I was a kid.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And, really liked his flexibility. I think he was really the guy who, done karate good, done well. And he promoted karate very well, actually. He didn't go into that bad boy, Steven Seagal.
That's right. And, of course, he was a good ballet dancer as well, so...
Yeah, well, that's different. He didn't say that. So I have another question. I was being told that you don't swear.
Yes.
Why you don't swear, man? What? Ladies and gentlemen, my guest, Sensei Hanshi, he doesn't swear. And he said about swearing following.
Okay. I've never sworn my entire life. Now, to me, it's about discipline. I'm doing a disciplined art. My art teaches me character before karate, character during karate, and character after karate. So me as a teacher that is now teaching thousands of people, if I'm using bad language, what do you think is going to happen to those people that are going to hear me? I am going to set an example that is going to change their character and make them wicked. So I don't use bad language because my inner self tells me bad language doesn't belong to me. I can express myself in many ways, say the same message, or even better without the use of bad language. So why am I frustrating myself? Why am I developing anger? Why am I developing rudeness in my character when I'm doing a beautiful art of karate that teaches only good?
There's many different definitions of discipline. Everybody sees discipline different. You explained in a most effortless way, swearing. And when we talk about military discipline and everything else, military requires a lot of swearing. And I never understood why. But I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed because I was a part of that establishment for 14 years.
Yeah.
And we love to swear. Not public, like.
Yeah.
Well,
the thing is, they do it to develop a sense of anger in them so that they can express themselves in a violent way to overcome whatever they want to overcome. I can do it in a natural way. I can overcome my enemy without the use of bad language. I don't have to get to that point of frustration and anger and being upset. I can do it very calmly, effortlessly, like picking up that car. So we can all do it without the use of this nasty way of expressing ourselves. Be clean. I believe cleanliness. We have to be clean. Clean on the outside and clean on the inside. You take a shower. Everybody takes a shower, but what comes out of the mouth is terrible. Some of the most beautiful women I've seen, even actresses, beautiful, absolutely stunning. And when they open the mouth and the language that comes out really destroys their beauty. Immediately it's gone. You don't see beauty in them anymore. So why can't they keep their beauty inside? All these amazing actors. When we did the movie in LA, Justice for Hire, I said to Jan Lucanis, they were on the script, bad language, I said, Jan, why can't we keep the language clean? Why can't we just do this movie without bad language? And you know what? He took my advice, and there was no swearing in the movie. When I was a builder, here in Sydney, I said to all the tradespeople, you're building this house.
Yes.
Whoever's buying this house is spending a lot of money to buy this house. A lot of hard work. 2 things you're not going to do in this building. First, no swearing. I don't want you to be knocking those nails and laying those bricks using bad language because we're going to put good energy into this house. So when it's built, whoever is resident in this home will have good vibration. Don't fill this house with nonsense stuff. No swearing. So what happened? That was the first thing. And I said the second thing is you don't urinate in the corner of the building. A lot of the bricklayers and carpenters do that. Too lazy to go to the toilet or go outside. They urinate in the corners. People don't know about this. They do that. So 2 things you don't do. You don't urinate inside this building and you don't use bad language. Every house that I built, they did that.
Who are you, Seriously, because you see, this is the things nobody talks about this one. My question, we spoke about violence and discipline and swearing and anger. If somebody wants to be violent towards you, what would your advice to be to any man or any woman?
I say, you got 2 choices here, my right hand and my left hand. The right hand is when you want to go to a hospital.
Yeah.
The left hand is when you want to push up daisies, when you want to be dead. Which one you want?
Can you translate this for me? Okay, so the left one is you want to push the daisies, and the right you go to hospital. So that this is that. Huh? Okay, so from the man of the wisdom, can you just elaborate this a little bit more,
Okay. Let me tell you a little story.
please?
When I was 10 years old in primary school, in the old days when people failed examinations, they would stay in the same standard. Right?
Yes.
You fail, you stay in the same standard, and then you move up to the next one. You fail, you stay in the same standard. So in my class, in standard 6, which is the highest in primary school, there was a guy that was 17 years old in that class, and I was only 10 years old. I was 10, he was 17. Because he failed so many times, he remained in the class. So his name was Sabu. So one day, Sabu beat me up. He thrashed me. I didn't know any martial arts. I didn't know wrestling, boxing, karate, nothing. And he beat me up for the fun of it. Because that is the nature of Sabu. He's a violent person. Now, where that violence comes from, I don't know. Maybe it's his upbringing. Maybe it's a home life or the way he's living. So anyway, I got beaten up. The school teacher saw me. What happened? I said, Sabu beat me. She took me to the bathroom, washed me up, and I was okay. Then I started my martial arts. When I was 18 years old, I did the martial arts, 18, 19 years old. And in this dark night, walking with my friend Roland, there was Sabu with 2 of his friends who were gangsters now. And I said to my friend Roland, that Sabu in the middle, he was about 6'2". I said, these guys are up to no good. Just get ready. So anyway, they came to us and we started exchanging. And Sabu says, I know you. I said, yeah, I know you and I remember you very well. And we started talking and he threw a strike at my friend Roland for no reason at all. Just threw a strike for the fun of it. But there was a plan in place, which I'm going to tell you about. And Roland, as quick as he was, moved backwards, slid his hand onto the knife, and I know Roland was going to pull his knife and stick him. And as Sabu's hand came across, I hit Sabu under the jaw, and he lifted in the air. I never thought human beings could fly. This guy flew, hit his body down, head on the concrete, stone cold unconscious, and the other 2, we just wiped them out.
Oh, okay.
So, where did that power come from? Where did the power come from? I hit him that hard. It was just not just karate. There was something in me that gave me that extra power to be able to do that.
Just amazing game. Just amazing. Like, you see, this is the second time today in our interview that I didn't say nothing. But look, I was spying on you. I was doing some small due diligence. I tried to, go ask Dr. Google more questions. Even you supply me many things about yourself. But that being said, one thing I discovered that you wrote some books. And
Yes.
thanks to our good friend, Christina Davi, she's a dating coach. She sent me some links, on the books, and I can't read this over the night, all the books because it was very interesting. But I discovered 2 books, and then today you told me, Mari, it's not 2 books, it's 12 books. So, what is your books about, and where do people can find more about your books?
Okay, you're ready for another amazing story?
Yes, it did. But of course, but this podcast it is about amazing story. You see, I always come back to this one. This is my podcast, and it's very few people in life who can impress me, literally. But people who can impress me on daily basis, people like yourself, people who come from the society, people who come from normal daily life, people who are unsung heroes, ordinary everyday heroes, waking up in the morning, go to the work, looking after family, try to do best they can, possible they can, and then meet people like yourself who mentor them, to become the better version of themselves. That's what impressive for me is, and that's why I want to hear every possible story you can share with our audience. So feel free.
Okay. Now, my journey in life has taken me on a spiritual path from day one.
Yes, sir.
And I have many teachers, spiritual teachers, and one of the teachers that I lived in India. So I went to India to see him, and after I met with this teacher, I went up on the hill.
Yes.
And I said, I'll do some meditation. So I sat down in meditation. And Mario, I was a high school dropout. I didn't finish high school. I became a bricklayer.
Yeah, you told me this, yeah.
Right? I became a bricklayer. And I then studied at TAFE
Yeah.
and excelled and became a school teacher. But I was a bricklayer before that. Now,
The honesty in you is just, it's unparalleled, you know what I mean? Like literally that honesty. The only person who invented that thing, sorry to interrupt you, there's only one person on this planet who tried to save the planet and who never excel in any education is Bill Gates. Bill Gates never finished the high school. Like he's a dropout. He launched Microsoft. I'll give him that
Yes.
one. I mean, but this guy has seven honorable doctorates, but you know, I mean, that's just honorable doctorates. But he's a dropout who doesn't talk about dropout because he loves the people think he's highly educated. But yet, in other hand, you say I was a bricklayer, and then I need to educate myself in later age in your life. God, I love this. Please continue.
right. So I was sitting up on the hill meditating, and suddenly a voice appeared. Now, Mario, I don't take drugs. I don't smoke. I don't take alcohol.
That's your mistake, you know. I mean, not mine. I'm just.
Anyway,
Yes.
this voice comes and says, get out your pad and pen. And I'm thinking, where is it? Open my eyes. Where's this voice coming from? I looked around. There's nobody. Close my eyes. Get out your pad and pen. I suddenly realized there's something inside me talking to me. I said, whoa, am I possessed or something, you know?
Yeah.
But I think I was possessed by a good spirit. It says, get out your pad and pen. I got out my pad and pen, and it said, write the word goodness. Now, Mario, my father used to help me with my school essays because I couldn't write. I couldn't write a paragraph. So he used to write it and I used to hand it in to school as my work. I couldn't write. And here I'm writing nonstop. I said, oh my God, this is beautiful. And the next day I said, let me go up on this hill and try that trick again. It's not a trick, of course.
Yeah.
Go up there, here it comes. Again, another word, another word, another word. And I said, wow. I said, what am I going to do with all this stuff? This is beautiful. Make it into a martial arts book. And I wrote my first book called Discovering Martial Arts.
At age?
I made a
At age?
Yeah, in Australia, in 1982. I wrote the book, Mario. I made 1,000 copies, all sold out. All sold out, every book. And then I made again and again. But the beauty is there are so many miracles around the book. Give you a story. This guy phoned me Saturday morning. My books was produced sitting in my shop. I had a shop, sitting in my shop, 1,000 copies there. This guy rings me, he says, Mr. Naidu, he says, you wrote a book called Discovering Martial Arts. I said, yes. He says, could I have a copy? I said, absolutely. So I said, how did you know about my book? He says, well, I went to Manly Library and I was looking for a book on martial arts. And he says, a whole week I've been there, I couldn't find anything. So Friday, yesterday afternoon, I'm looking at the bottom shelf. I thought maybe it's in the bottom shelf, so I'm looking, nothing there. And he said, I had my hands stretched out, and as my hands came together, where can I find a book that deals with physical, mental, and spiritual? And a book falls from the top shelf, hit him on his head, falls on his hands, and that's my book. Now, I can put you on to a person, the same thing happened, and you can talk to him. Without me telling him anything, you can ask him all the questions. The book fell in his hands, and it was my book, Discovering Martial Arts.
I believe you, but there's no reason why not to believe you. I believe that miracles happen in life. I do believe that miracles happen in life, but as I said, like, if you talk to younger Mario 15 years ago.
Because younger Mario wasn't ready.
Yeah, I was different then. I was very different.
Yeah, you
I
were
was
not
very
ready.
angry.
Now you're ready.
Very angry. I was very angry. I believe that, and when I was working and, I come to Australia, it's not a secret. I come as a head of intelligence
Yeah.
and security for my government in Croatian embassy in Canberra.
Right.
So that role is like a 007, right? You know, literally.
Right.
And I enjoy this.
Yeah.
You know, being that God mode position, you know, doing all these things.
Yeah.
You
Where
know,
can I get a job like that? I'd love that.
trust
Anyway.
me, it's not a good, you know, the
Yeah.
perception is, we've seen things on the TV. I don't talk about my previous life very much because, you know, it's contrary for what I'm seeing in Western society. Oh, I was a spy, I was this. I can say where I was working, says enough, but but point is angry. And what happened to me, like, you know, that I want to hold that hand in my hand, your book, when I was the most angriest person and when I couldn't point my finger in anybody in my life, what happened to me? I went to the library. I never read on English. I barely finished my, you know, my high school. And I was thinking I was on top of the wall, but then wall actually collapsed on top of me. And I went to the library, Rouse Hill Shopping Center, and I found a book of I'm not sure this gentleman, he's around or not, and his name is Paul Hanna, and the book is called You Can Do It. And the book is like, no, don't thicker than this, it's just simply as fun. I mean, all this law attraction, you know, how to make money, become rich, Napoleon Hill, like all this, you know. That book was just come to me somehow. I don't remember. I'll not say fall in my hands, but that book, from all these books, come to me, and I come home, and my marriage was falling apart. My son was diagnosed with epilepsy. It was like everything is everybody's fault, not my fault, right? And I read this book and said, like, this is rubbish. You know, I just need to do this and this, you know. And then, yes, I did. And that book became the cornerstone of my success. Same with your book. So, yes, if you're people who are reading your book, I truly believe in miracles. So I couldn't care less if 1 million people says it's not possible, because I know it worked for me. And I know it worked for people who got your book. So that's another book number 1, 1982, which is called, sorry, what was that?
Yeah, Discovering Martial Arts, The Empty Handway.
Yeah, and then your second book,
It's
coming.
on Amazon. They can get it.
Well, I think I googled that one. you're looking younger with the hair. It's like, So, like, well, then you come to the book number 12. So you have 2 books now lately.
You know, Mario, I can write a book in a week. In a week.
Why are you writing books? Why don't you say, like, I'm going to use this time more and start drinking, taking drugs, and, you know, become just don't care. You know, I'm 74 years old, I become different now. Why are you writing books?
Okay, taking drugs is such a good thing.
Yeah,
Mario, let me tell you. Let me tell you my incident happened recently about taking drugs, right?
Yeah.
I drove my car out my driveway and I noticed my side gate was open, and I said, "Oh, Jack, my dog may escape." So I said, "Let me close the gate." So I put my car in reverse, and I jumped out of the car. I didn't put on park, didn't put the brake up. I just pressed the foot brake.
Yeah.
And the car took me against the wall, bashed me against the wall, and kept hitting me. And I don't know how I got under the car. And I was saved from an accident. And my neighbors ran out in time, pushed the car away from me, put it on park, and put the brake up. And they called the ambulance. So I had 2 ambulances, 2 fire brigades, 5 police cars, 1 helicopter. They all came to rescue me, and the whole neighborhood was standing in the front. So they put me in the ambulance, and they don't know how I survived this horrible accident. All I got was a broken arm. Right? The seatbelt snapped my hand in 2. Okay? Now, when I was in the ambulance, they were feeding me with drugs, and I saw all these beautiful colors coming. And I said, "Hey, man," I said to the paramedics, 3 of them sitting in the back, I said, "This is amazing colors, man. Yeah. What kind of drugs are these? They are good party drugs. Can I have some?" That's my only type of drugs.
and?
So, you know, I said to the guys, I said, "Good party drugs, you know, this is great. Give me some." Anyway, I said to them, "Why are we going in the ambulance?" They all looked at me, and I said, "I believe there's a helicopter." And they said, "Yes, there is." I said, "Take this vehicle, turn this vehicle around. I want to go by helicopter." So
you picking and choosing what you want?
I mean, the helicopter did come for me, right?
Yeah,
anyway, the thing is, You know, we're living in the best country in the world, Australia.
Absolutely, yes.
You know,
I think the Australians, they don't understand that.
you know
Yes.
what? Australians don't appreciate it as much as I do. I'm telling you, this
Interesting
is a
enough,
beautiful country, absolutely magical country. We're so grateful. And I had a great journey to the hospital. I went in on Friday, had the operation on my arm on Saturday. Sunday, they sent me home. I'm all okay. I'm super fit.
I was reading recently some statistics about people who created the most work in the later stages in their life because they knew they're going to die and everything else. But 12 books, it is a legacy. It is a legacy. So you didn't allow that knowledge you harvested, knowledge you studied, goes unnoticed with the next generations. And that's very, very, very noble from you. And that's what the most of people don't understand. Because when I wake up in the morning and look, I was in Noosa now last couple of days with my son. In a nutshell, I saw the people, how the selfishness works. I mean, very important it is, where have you been seen? What have you done? What you wear and what you eat? And nothing between it's happening. There's no, I want to study, I want to see the museum, I want to do this, I want to do that. But I realized one thing, there's a point in time in everybody's life when everybody wants to stay healthy, to know everything, and to get the knowledge, and it becomes too late. So, Hanshi, for the end, where our listeners and viewers can find you and what they can learn from you?
Well, firstly, as I said earlier, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. They don't have to come to me. I'm not looking for students. I say to everybody, your journey is your own journey. Every soul is on its own journey. But if it's meant for you to come to me to learn either karate, SMA, kiatsu, or meditation, I'm happy to share. As long as I have the ears to listen and to trust what I say. So I've got SMA leadership course, living with SMA, meditation, the sixth element, and I wrote one called the Super Consciousness Connection. I just wrote the course yesterday. So they can do any of these courses. For karate people, they can learn meditation. I'm happy to share meditation techniques with them, to teach them how to teach meditation to their students, for students to learn how to do meditation when they sit in meditation classes, in karate. Now, every karate school, traditional school, has meditation before the beginning and at the end. Beginning and end, right? The beginning meditation is to develop awareness. The ending meditation is get into that state of being, to have that consciousness to remain with you, right? So there's two different types of meditation, and that I teach. I'll teach to any school, anywhere in the world. It won't be a problem. All they need to do is to connect with me, and I'm happy to share. If they want to join my Kiatsu program, which I got people from all around the world in these classes, every day I give a lesson. So I'm happy to have them there. If they want to do my SMA courses, it's available for anybody.
Well, I just want to say thank you for being my guest today. And if you can accept on the record, you come again for the interview, because I have so many questions for you, and I will.
Happy to come anytime.
I want to say thank you very much for being my guest today. Very grateful for that, your knowledge, your experience, life experience, and your wisdom you learn and you develop over the decades of your life. You share with our listeners and our viewers, and there is always flip side of the coin. And that's what it is. Violence is like, you want a left hand for the daisy, all right? You do want to go in the hospital. And then as well, why not swearing? It's equal discipline. So many of these things you share today with us. And I'm inviting everybody, feel free to go down in the comment section below. I'm going to put the details, even Sensei says today, if you're ready, the teacher's going to find the student. Student's going to find the teacher, excuse me. And, I'm gonna put the details there. So feel free to contact Hanshi and talk to him. See what you can bring the best of you to something with very proven methods and something which is work for the Sensei Hanshi and his students 2 generations beyond our understanding. So thousands of people being educated by you, guided by you, and that's a great thing, guys. So thank you.
Yeah, I've got a very great student. Her name is Renata. She's Croatian.
Okay.
Right? Brilliant. She started with me as a child.
Okay.
Learned karate for many, many years. Today she's bringing children to my karate school, and she says, this is the best teacher. Learn from him as I've learned. Renata has been an amazing, amazing student.
Maybe you should have just some teachers of I apologize. Some student of yours here in the studio with us.
Yeah, they'll be happy. Renata will be very happy to come and talk to you at any time.
And then we're
then
we're gonna quiz you, all of you, and I'm gonna not swear too much. I'm gonna say a few words, and I'm gonna see what's gonna fly from that side of the table. But jokes aside, I'm very grateful for you being today with us for the last hour and a half, and thank you for sharing your knowledge.
It's been an absolute pleasure, and you're a great interviewer. A great interview. You made me laugh a lot, and I like the kind of questions that you put. Very honest kind of questions, and I was happy to answer them.
Thank you, Hanshi. Ladies and gentlemen, that's another interview on a live to Battlefield. Feel free to subscribe, share, like, and comment. If you have more questions for the Sensei Hanshi, feel free to contact him. He knows the things, not me. I'm just here, the tool and the platform to connect you with somebody is going to be great use for all of you guys there. So thank you for watching Live to Battlefield. Mr. Hanshi, see you later.
Thank you. Thank you.